Hi everyone! In this video we're going to take a unique look at bowling. We're going to be way down at the front of the pins watching the pinfall up close, and you're going to see the adjustments I make on the lane, how they affect the pinfall, how the pins fall over, and how you can learn how to adjust your pinfall so you can get more strikes. Make sure you stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to give you a tip there that'll help you increase your strike percentage and throw more strikes. So stick around till the end and enjoy the video until then. Alright, so first off, I'm throwing a harsh reality curl, medium normal pattern. So it should make for some good pinfall. So first shot here, left the ring 10. I was standing on 23. Let's try to keep our feet at 23 again. Notice where the ball's entering the pins and how it's going through the pins. All right, so that one struck. Still on the lighter side of the bucket. Still closer, probably closer to leaving a 10 pin again than anything else. But we struck. So all's good. So let's move one board right. So feet on 22 here. Should get a little bit higher up into the bucket. That was more high flush, still 9. Definitely tell how the adjustment there made a difference. Ball went from a bit light in the pocket, tendency to leave a 10 pin, to more high flush. Similar does that one board move, gives it a little extra, gets it a little closer to the friction, it gives it a little extra time, a little less distance it has to hook, basically. So I'm probably, like, lane play wise, I'm probably right at the edge of how close I can get to the friction with that ball, because I move one board right and it starts going high, but you can definitely see the difference it's making. So let's move one back left where we're starting. Let's see how this looks now. Alright, so we have probably have a little bit of transition going on, because now where we were leaving a 10 pin, we start leaving 9 pins. So there's two moves here. We can either move left, or we can get the ball to roll a little bit more. Let's try changing the roll. So I'm not going to move, but I'm going to be a little bit more up the back of the ball, getting it to tumble more forward, create a little less access entry angle. Oh, that was a big miss. Wow. Missed quite a bit right, but as you can tell, it's the right move. It's never wrong when you trip a 2 pin. However, let's see if we can get it a little bit closer. So. Adjustment off the stone 9, a little more up the back of it. So still kind of the same. Looked a little different on the lane. I know you probably enough transition now to where it's just gonna go a little high no matter what I do there. So let's move. So 2 board move off the stone 9 back to my normal release again. go flush. That one pretty much split the 8-9. So hard to do that much better. So now we found a spot where we're going flush. So let's try moving 2 more. So I want to show you what happens when you end up moving too far left, too quick. You can definitely see difference. Lighter in the puck. Little tendency to leave the 10 pin there. So we might not have moved quite far enough, but you can definitely see a difference in the pin, the way the pins fall, the way the ball enters the puck and goes through the pins. So let's move another 2. Again, not doing anything wrong if you're tripping 2 pins. But there was another 2-board move. I'm now at 29, and you can definitely tell that one did not want to pick up the same spot. Basically didn't have enough time to get back to the pocket. So now I'm a little too far left. Let's try to throw another normal shot. Alright, so I'm not that far left that I can't get to the pocket, but I am far enough left to where I'm not getting to the pocket flush. So what does that mean? It means we leave some things up to chance, because now pins have to hit other pins and stuff like that. We're not just going flush and just carrying because we don't have to worry about things. Now we actually have to have pins hit other pins in order to strike. And if we throw one bad, we miss the pocket light like we did with the 2 pin. So let me try to get this one back flush without moving. Alright, so that was a little more rev rate. Came off the spot really nicely. So a little more rev rate, turned the light strike into a flush one. Well, let's try to do the same thing again. Could also have been a little less speed, could also have been the adjustment. Alright, got the messenger, but you're kind of seeing what I mean here now. I'm a little too far left. That was still a pretty good shot, a little higher rev rate than the ones that went light. But now it's starting to be a little sensitive to small changes. Like the one before that went flush was really, really good. This one was just a pinch weaker, and it doesn't get up flush. It's light. Now we got the 10, we got the messenger. That's kind of lucky, probably just because we're balling on new twister pins. Otherwise, that would have been a flat 10. So we bring some luck into play when we're not lined up properly. That one was good again. That one was a little bit stronger off my hand. Probably a pinch more axis rotation than the one before, and we go flush. But again, I have to manipulate my ball reaction with my hand, with my release, to go flush. Where if I were to just move a little bit back right, I could just kind of throw the ball the way I like to, and it'll go flush on its own. Again, same kind of thing. A little bit weaker off my hand, and it doesn't quite get there. And this time we didn't get the messenger. which if you're like me and you don't have a 550 EJ Taggart Jesper Svensson kind of rev rate, you have to, you can't rely on the messengers. So I'm gonna move 3 boards back right. Try to throw it pretty normal and should be close to flush. There's more like my normal relaxed shot. I'm not trying to manipulate anything, and it goes flush on its own. Now, you can't always count. Sometimes you get forced too far left too early, and there's not really anything you can do about it. So you have to manipulate things. But most times, if you're bowling on a house shot or an easier pattern, it's really more of getting lined up and figuring out how to carry. Ooh. And the worst thing you can do is try to carry and shoot big games, and you have to manipulate your ball to have it go flush and carry every time, because you're not going to be perfect, which means the ball reaction is not going to be perfect, which means your pinfall is not going to be perfect. So you're going to get 9 a few times. Probably going to get 9 a lot more than if you're just throwing your A-game shot and not thinking about it. That one's close. See, so now there's 3 shots from the same spot. Flush, stone 9, flush. They weren't perfectly the same, and obviously one of them didn't strike, but there's a little bit of room. Every one of them is somewhere between like flush, dead flush, high flush, where if I'm a little too far left, it's flush, light, really light. Like there's just a little bit less room to miss on, at least for carry purposes. So I hope that kind of shows you what I mean when I say you have to get lined up properly and not just be too far left with 2 open angles. That's going to make it really hard to strike. All right, that one was, I tried to be really up the back of it, and you could really see it rolled out. Roll arm just completely died when it hit the pins. So again, that also shows you ball motion also goes into it, but I can make this strike. So with it going really forward, basically rolling out, probably have to move like 4 more right. All right, so that was 4 right with my feet. Moved the break point a little bit left to keep the angle a little bit more shallow. And the really forward rolling ball that pretty much rolls out actually can still strike. So it's not all about entry angle and your ball roll and those kinds of things. It's also about your angles, how you're playing the lanes angle-wise, and where you're hitting the pucket. If you hit the pucket in the right spot for what you're trying to do with your ball, you're going to get the right deflection, the right way of the ball to go through the pins, and you can still strike even though you're not creating 6 degrees of entry angle and whatever. So let's actually try moving a good chunk left here. We'll go more on the side, more axis rotation. Try to create more entry angle now. Alright, that was a little light in the pocket, but definitely a different motion again. And it's just showing you that it's not about doing one specific thing to get the ball to strike. You can you can make a ton of different adjustments. Like, so you can use a ball that's a little too early and a little too forward and still strike a punch with it if you're doing the right thing with your ankles on your lineup. All right, there you see again, like a little too far left, got a little firm with it. Now it can't make it back. So if you're going right, you're leaving 2 pins. You have to do something different. You have to move your feet. You have to change your ball roll. You have to do something different because you're not going to be able to strike consistently. That's 13 boards further left than when I was striking with the really tumbly ball, or really tumbly release earlier. And I think you can kind of see you can really see the difference, but both of them can strike. That's a pretty tumbly one again, and strikes fine. Obviously, you at different times you're gonna have more miss room carry-wise, doing one thing or the other, but it's not to say that you can't do something different and still bowl big games and get the strikes you want. It's all a matter of lining up what you're doing, what your ball is doing, what you're doing strategically, and with your angles, with your lineup, and with what the ball's doing at the pins. The better you understand what your ball's doing at the pins, the easier it's going to be to get lined up, no matter if you're doing what everyone else is doing or if you're doing something different. High flush, it's a good way to end the video. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching the pinfall up close, learned a little bit about how it's supposed to look and different way how it looks when you throw different types of strikes, and how you can kind of tell when you're getting close to leaving a 9 count and when you're getting really close to being really flush in the pocket. The tip I promised you at the beginning of the video here is, and I think you can kind of tell this from watching the video, you don't have to have a set way of striking. Like, you can strike it in a lot of different ways. It's not about creating a specific entry angle or hitting a specific board. There is a little bit of room for error there, and there's a little bit of room for variance. So you have to do the right thing, but you have to do the right thing for what you're doing right now. So you can see I could hit a little bit higher flush with a ball that rolled a little bit more forward, created a little less entry angle, and then I could hit a little higher on the head pin. I could be a little lighter on the head pin and create a little bit more entry angle. Both of those things strike, and anywhere in between there can also strike. It's just figuring out which one works the best for you and which one works the best on whatever you're bowling on in this instant. So hopefully you got a little bit of a different perspective on the pinfall and how you can adjust that and use that for your advantage to throw more strikes. If you like this video and you want to see more of the pinfall, I have a video here that'll take you on another close-up of the pins. And if you want to learn more about how I'm working on my game and how I'm trying to get a better release and so on, then I have another video here. So please watch them, please subscribe, and thank you guys for watching this one. I really appreciate it.